Hey everybody, welcome back to Kusogrand8, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I'm Brosentia, and we have 3 more matches going on. Again, Bartman meets Radioactive Man was exceptional. What an amazing race. Like, it was tight between first and second. It was tight between third and fourth. That's one that, you know, is going to go down in the books as something that I remember for a long time. I am so happy about that. Well, without further ado, we have a game reveal for game number 2. So, Crappy, take us on over. Why are you going by Alf? I don't even understand Crappy these days. Apparently, he is thinking about Alf. You know who I'm thinking of, though? I'm thinking of pirates. Yarr. Kind of with this music, honestly. Well, please welcome in Omega Number, who has a pirate avatar. Omega Number. Thank you, by the way, Bad Check Pun and Rue for resubscribing. It's good to have both of you, and thank you for supporting the stream. Omega Number, hello there.
Hello, how are you today?
Oh, you know what? I'm so happy. We're off to an amazing start today. This has been great.
Yeah, I loved watching that. How many times have we had it on Kuso? Because I know I've seen it raced at least once.
I mean, it's a Kusogrand8 classic. I believe we've had it at least 2, maybe 3 times before. So, like, it's not the game that has shown up the most, but I give it out quite a bit. Oh, apparently twice, Kuso 2 and Kuso 3, so it's been a long time. Thank you, Hedge Maze, for that info. Okay.
Yeah. This one is a little newer. In fact, it was released last month. So this is an August 2024 game.
What? This came out a month ago?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I play a lot of new games. I mean, part of my job. I have to play a lot of new games too. And I saw this one announced, and it's just I was like, oh wow, this is perfect. This is a good developer, by the way. It's one of those intentional Kuso games. We've had those before, you know, where somebody who actually knows what they're doing has a really harebrained idea, and they're like, let's just take this to the limit and see what happens. This is an endless runner.
Oh, so I'm just thinking a little like Tin Stillion, who is going to be playing some of his old games in Big Bad Gameathon. Yeah, he made, what was it, Salamander County Public Television? That one. It's amazing. It's definitely Kusoge, and I love that he's playing some of his old games that have never been released.
That's beautiful. So this one's called Terminal City.
Terminal City? Did the city die?
It's cyberpunk future bad stuff kind of city, so yeah, I guess you might think of it that way. Okay. And there is another gimmick to it other than it being an endless runner. So I will wait until the game starts and let that kind of show itself off when it happens. Have we had any before, though? I was trying to think of... So I'm talking about like Super Mario Run, the kind where you are always going left to right no matter what, and you're pushing a button to cause something to happen, but you can't stop.
I don't believe we have had any auto runners on Kusogrand8 before, but... you know, it's always fine for us to explore a new genre. I'm a fan of that. Oh, this is going to be good. Well, let me go ahead and just make sure that I have everything set up and ready. Why do I... What the crap? Why does it say Author Blues? Author Blues is not playing in this match. I know this. Did my spreadsheet... Bork. I think it broke. Okay. Refresh. There we go. It's fixed. Okay. Now I can actually get the correct stuff out there. Author Blues not playing. We've got Genie, MK Cyborg, Peachy-chan, and Striator. I don't know exactly how the game will appear, so I am doing my best to capture it correctly, and I will probably need to make adjustments as we go. But that's the fun of Kusogrand8, you know, always discovering what is going to be correct. Here we go, everybody. Terminal City. Are you all ready to run, baby? Run! I certainly am. Well, let me go ahead and turn the music on. Let's hear what this is all about.
There's no sound in the game. So you put on whatever radio station you want to. I also tossed in a YouTube music if you'd rather use that.
Oh, gotcha. There's no music whatsoever?
There is none. This was a Game Jam game.
Gotcha.
Okay. They only had so much time to make it, and I guess they decided to not worry about the sound part. And honestly, when we're talking about this, is basically Space Quest 2 inspired, is what you're going to find. It doesn't really need it necessarily for it to work. Although some of the later Sierra tunes are really good. So yeah.
Basically, if you have a Game Jam game, just finish it. It doesn't need to be perfect. I can forgive a lot for Game Jam. Doesn't mean it's not going to be on Kusogrand8.
Yeah, no, this is a glorious premise. I just, when I saw like the one sentence elevator pitch of it, I was like, oh, I have to use this game. It was, yeah. I don't know how you come up with this kind of idea, but I'm all for it.
Sweet. I'm excited to see what this is all about.
For stuff to spam, if you got anything cyberpunky, that go for it. Evil corporations, weird technical stuff, cyborgs, anything like that.
Cyborgs, good. I'm waiting to confirm with the other players that they are all good and perfect. Spam your emotes because we are doing the countdown. Best of luck to the players here, and may you all have the best of the Terminal City. Spam! As soon as I see movement, I will start our timer. Go! And here we go. Everybody just hopping into the game a little bit. Okay. Did they type stand? No. I'm starting the timer.
Yep, they're going. It's moving. So, as you can maybe see on the bottom there, this is a parser game.
Oh no.
So they have to type while they're moving. So we, for example, just saw MK Cyborg fall into a pit. You have to jump over the pit by typing. You want to jump over the pit.
Okay.
And you have to do it live.
And the duck? Whoa. Okay, I'm excited. Oh no, Strider banged a head.
One thing that you might notice on the top is that there is a best distance on this. So the way this is going to get tracked at first is they will be, how far they get. And there's a number, so it's really easy. They don't have to look at pixels of poop or whatever. If they beat the game, and I do expect them to beat it, it's about a half hour to 45 minutes, I think, to beat. Then they get to try to do it faster because this keeps track of your time. And it does show your total time at the end. And if you type faster or fastest, you can make your little dude run faster.
Gotcha. I would probably focus first on going a little bit slower and just making solid progress. And then once I've gotten it clear, that's when I'm going to have a fast attempt.
Yeah, fastest is ridiculous. It basically is like the Sierra fastest. I don't know how much you've seen of Sierra game speedrunning, but the little guy could go real fast in those. So this is, when I gave the game, I inquired as to their typing game skills. Like if they, could do Mavis Beacon without like having, cramps or whatever, then they'd be okay. Because I do expect... I don't know if they'll all beat it. There's a couple rough spots in adventure game terms, and somebody might just get stuck. But I'm expecting them actually probably to beat it, and this to be based on time once we're done with it. So, just for example, Strider hit the ladder, but did not hit climb fast enough, even though climb was being typed. It just, did not quite time it out correctly. So this gets really tricky to actually time all the things correctly, even though when you know what to do, like, to turn on the lamp right there, that is not the easiest to coordinate. And the other thing that I would do if I was doing this, I didn't tell them this. This is round 4. They should be able to figure this kind of thing out. They should try to take notes.
Oh, the fan! Yeah, it doesn't hurt to necessarily have, like, note or like a notepad next to you and a pen that you can use. It looks like Strider is down into the next area. Very nice. The hideout, but you gotta hurry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a really fun idea. Definitely, I think it fits Kusogrand8. Like, even though I would say that this is kind of a good game, it's very much like a concept that is going to get very frustrating. And when you know that you're going up against 3 other people trying to make the best push, there's a lot to remember. There's a lot that you're going to have to do. You have to grab the lamp at the very beginning. You have to jump, you have to duck, you have to jump again, you have to turn on the lamp, you have to flip the switch, go down the ladder, duck underneath the beam, and that's the first area. And if you manage to do all of that, then great, you're on to area 2, but once you get there, you have no idea what's coming up. You've never seen this before, and you just got to keep going.
There's also, for example, I don't think anyone's seen it yet, but there's a screen with an essential piece of information for later. So you might actually die later and not be aware what you missed. And so they might actually intentionally have to loop a little bit and try to figure out what thing in this sequence that they didn't do. The exopole is a bit earlier there, so yeah, the waltzing through the laser beams. The death messages do sometimes give major hints. One of them in particular, it's a hard puzzle unless you actually read the text. So there is some amount of, they actually have to look at the text too. It's not long text, but it does end up becoming important because this is an adventure game. This really is a straight adventure game. It has the, like, you made your Space Quest 2 entirely out of the action sequence as opposed to just partially.
Yeah, the text does point out pretty much all of the key items that they are going to use as far as I've seen so far. So you do need to read, you need to pay attention to it, but you also have to keep in mind the movement coming up. But even if it means that you die, reading information around, like reading the text and learning a new piece of information is probably worth a death. It looks like we have multiple people whose best progress so far is 57 meters. Very good. Genie is a bit behind, but Gene tends to be a little bit of a slow burn at the beginning and really picks up as time goes on. They tend to be slow and steady and pull off the win pretty frequently. So I'm not too surprised that it's a little bit more steady. And yeah, Genie making progress towards the fan, but getting chopped up again. Unfortunate. You don't want to be chopped up by a giant fan. At least I don't.
One of the things that's kind of subtle about this game is there are different ways to type something. So, for example, the ladder, you can type climb down or you can type go down. Go down actually works and is shorter. Now, for this starting thing, it's not that important. But when you start going really fast, so if they beat it and they're trying to do fast later, that will actually be important that they kind of figure out the shortest ways to type certain things might actually be a factor.
Yeah, okay, Peachy-chan just waiting with use card when getting to the card reader. Let's see if this works. Yeah! A chirpy beep. I think this may be a little progress past most of the other players, except... Oh no! Of course, the lamp. I think it died before Peachy-chan got there, so that... Do you have to turn off the lamp?
I believe so, yeah. It has a certain amount of power. This is very much a Space Quest moment, 2 and 3 especially. There was definitely a lot of inspiration from there in terms of some of the deaths and the logic behind, you know, you just forget some individual little thing and then you die. So that is part of this, and the fact that this ends up in the end being a very short game actually makes it work. Like this, if this was longer than a Game Jam game, this would not work as a premise. I don't think.
This is perfect for a Game Jam.
By the way, Peachy-chan is walking by the pole, which you do actually need, but you don't need until later. So you're going to have a situation where somebody might be farther in distance, but because they missed an item, they might end up getting stuck longer. That's just how this game's going to be. There's also something Peachy-chan's going to walk by that's not going to be obvious at first at all. So the trapping birds thing, that cage right there is super important. In fact, that's probably the hardest bit. And then we're also getting a clue on Peachy-chan's screen that's really important. So it tries to indicate really strongly where that number that she was missing might be at. So it's and then just died immediately afterwards. This is definitely a game. It's beatable. You know, it doesn't, not gonna, like I said, I'm pretty sure at least one of them's gonna beat it in the time, but just trying to keep track of everything is definitely a hassle on this.
Well, luckily, you know, the players are keeping track of everything that they need to do, and our referees are helping to keep track of the progress here, although luckily we do have the best push already listed up at the top of the screen for most of the players, so that is not a huge problem. The referees for this match, though, we've got Linkura, Mouseshy, Hazel Quest 12, use Blastinus with crappy game. Ooh, use Nakarashi with trash. Good, good. We've got a lot of text commands in our ref sheet today, so that is very fitting.
I mean, what's your opinion of text games in general? Are you a fan? Are you?
I honestly love them when there's a lot that you can do. I was actually thinking about developing one, but I think it's turned into more of a classic first-person view adventure game, sort of like Shadowgate, Princess Tomato, and Salad Kingdom. But I would love to work on a good text adventure game that's like that's got a lot of depth to it. I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm. There was a sequel to Shadowgate just came out, I think 3 or 4 days ago.
Oh, really?
By the original devs? Yeah. It's on Steam. And so there's a Shadowgate that's like kind of done with very high-res graphics and so forth. But that's not the true sequel one. It's done with NES-style graphics and everything. That just came out like last week. So people are still buying those. Yeah, one of them's in UFO 50. Too.
Yep,
There's
I've played a little bit of that one as well. I need to play a bit more of that. That one is, again, a graphical one, not a text adventure. But I'd like to make a text adventure that is almost all text. Maybe some graphics in order to show what's going on. Hey, Striator managed to make the jump and slide down the rope. Very good push into the... Was that into the train or... Ow.
Yeah, we're into the action sequence here. We're actually getting close to...
Oh, no!
Oh dear. Yeah, so that's you're on a train and stuff goes by very fast. If you know, like some of the Mega Mans that were later, like Mega Man 7, I think, it kind of feels like a Mega Man thing where there's a little warning sign and then you're supposed to do the jump or the crawl at the right time. What I missed is there's one other thing that I think Strider needed to do in this little sequence here to actually get through. Yeah, Mega Man 8. That's the one I'm thinking of. that will actually let you beat the very end of that sequence. But we are actually not that far from the end, but it's probably going to take at least 3 more times before we see that. But that's definitely the closest that we've got from anybody in terms of making it to victory.
Yeah, I do love occasionally seeing typos and how this game has no mercy. If you have a typo, it's too bad. You're dead. But again, it works for a game that is this short.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's totally intentional. You know, I asked before I even told them what the game was. I asked, "How do you feel about typing games?" Because if somebody said, you know, actually, I've got a bad Y key or my fingers hurt if I try to do them. You know, if somebody had actually objected, I would have got the backup.
Yeah,
I've got some wild backups that are you know, they're good, but they were all cool with this one, so I was like, okay. All right, so we're back to the pole vault. By the way, the pole vaulting is the one thing I told them beforehand. I said there is a command pole vault in this game. It felt like the one where somebody might get stuck not because of legit reasons, because like they can't come up with what the English parsing would be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything else is really straightforward. Right on PG Chan, you can see PG Chan jumping. And it actually does say you need to be an Olympic pole vaulter to make that leap. So there is a big hint in the text there.
The pole vault. I love it, Peachy Chan, typing that in.
Yeah. So I gotta give that big hint right there, but it felt like that could be a circumstance where somebody just gets stumped the rest of the game on that one spot by not thinking, oh, you can actually, because it doesn't really sound like it's a verb, right? Pole. I want to pull something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the whole thing, it's like the words pole vault are one.
Can you
word,
use pole?
I don't think so. You know what? I have not tried that. What did Strider miss on that one?
Weird.
I actually do not know what happened at that time.
Huh.
Let me think here. I don't remember where that message comes from. What you mess up to get that particular one.
I mean,
I don't think it was a bug. That was definitely like intentional for the spot there. I'm not sure what it was off the top of my head, because there's some conditions where if you miss doing something earlier, you'll mess up later. So.
Does the soldier hear if you use all caps? Ha! That would be funny.
I mean, it's trying to get through before, so. Oh, pole vault. You don't have a pole. Oh dear.
Oh no!
Yeah. The pole comes earlier. You have to pick it up while you're in that little corridor where you use the card. So like,
where's the pole? Oh no!
Yeah.
The Striator type pole vault, and it said not here, but 2 seconds later, bloop.
Yeah. And the cage is the ramification on the cage comes later. So if you don't open the cage, it's going to be near the end. You're going to have a problem. And there is a good strong hint in the text if the reason why you die there is because of something happening to the cage. But it's one of those things that, I mean, they're in the middle of a race and they have to actually think about it in adventure game terms. They might have trouble. We'll see.
Yeah. Honestly, well, just looking at this game and watching it, I feel like the sequence of events is at least memorable enough that I'm not sure that I would necessarily take notes for this. As you're recommending, it certainly is an option and something that can help. But I feel like each area of this game is designed to be memorable enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the
Go ahead.
Do we have the music running, right? I just realized. Okay. What do we got going? We have Comic Zone. I don't think I played that game.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the stream on Discord, you should be able to hear the music as well and all the streams there.
I've got it on the other link we have, but it's synced up with you, so that's the important part. I'm okay.
Fine.
I didn't remember thinking about the music. So
I don't
yeah,
need
no, this game
music. My
doesn't
name's
have
Omega
sound.
Number. I don't like music. I give games out that have no audio.
Yeah, no, this one I totally would have been fine had it audio, but it just didn't. And then the one for Dragon didn't have audio either. But I got a PlayStation 1 2 one did. I mean, if that company could have got away without putting audio, they would have. That was Phoenix. They're cheap. They would have. If they could get away without sound, they would have on a PlayStation 2 game. But this is just some itch game. It's fine for it to be. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, I made a short itch game. It doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, but I was like, I want to see if I can put everything together in order to make a cohesive game. And I've talked a little bit, I believe, Jeff. Next year, Jeff and I might do a game jam or two together. We'll see. Like, I'd like to do a little bit of that. Yeah, like, I want to do more game dev stuff. It's been, what I've done so far has been fun. And I've got, like, especially when there's something that I'm like, I don't know how to do this, and I want to figure it out. Because I love the process of learning and just jumping into a new project, being like, I have no idea how I would do this, and figuring out something is so exciting. That's what I really, really have enjoyed. Oh! MK Cyborg just getting... Yeah, that sign on the train is absolutely brutal. It's killed many, many people.
Yeah, I've got some students are going to actually get to test some of the stuff I've been working on soon, so it's always pretty exciting when you actually get to see testing done on the game that you made. So,
oh, cool.
Okay, we really okay. Strader might get through. Oh, we're actually. Oh, there we go. There's the bird. I think we're
open hatch.
Oh. We almost had a win right there.
Oh, that would be a win, huh?
Yeah. That was I was expecting 30 minutes, and I think that looks like probably what other people are going to hit. This takes about, if you're doing this speed, 4 minutes to get through. So it's gonna be like at 25. We're gonna have our first win, unless you still got to type all this correctly. It's really easy to mess up even when you know what you're doing. You just, what was that code that I got off the screen? And then you forget about it, and then when you get to the spot where you're supposed to type it in, you mess up. So, or you forget the cage one of the times through, or all sorts of things can happen.
Yeah, so I'm really curious, like, how fast are you able to go through this game? Because after completing it, you're going to be judging based off of the fastest completion, right?
Correct. And I don't think anyone's been using it, although maybe I haven't been paying attention enough. Maybe Genie has. You can type slow to make your character go slower, or slowest, or fast to go faster or fastest. So you can actually crank your character speed, and that's an important part of the game. So like where the train jumping is, like imagine going like even faster in the same section. Can you do it? So we are there at the first victory. Very nice, Strider. Yeah, now there's gonna be a screen that actually gives you the official time. So we will have I believe it even gives the decimal to the time, not just the time. Ah, yeah, 0.657. Post your time in the comments. What's your time in the comments, chat? By the way, you all can play along right now, because this is free or pay what you want over on itch. I posted the link in Twitch right now, so if you do want to pick this up and give it a shot. Ooh, Justin brought me a waffle and an egg.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Justin.
So now we have trying to go faster, and now things get messier.
Oh yeah.
And we did have a second win here, so that was MK Cyborg, right? Which means
I believe so. Yeah. Now, what are the stakes for this match? That's the big question that I have. These players are 22-point players, which means that you need to come in first or second in order to move on in Kusogrand8. Third and fourth will be eliminated. Oh my.
Yeah, now there is enough time on this. Oh, the typo. PGGN just got killed by a typo. It's just glorious. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see who can manage to go the fast speed and still manage to not mess up on the things. Fastest is very hard, but you can beat this in about a minute if you're actually apparently. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, I am very much enjoying this. I will be eating a little bit of my egg waffle in between, so if I go a little bit quiet, it's probably because I am enjoying a little food.
So I don't think run is the fastest speed. I think you have to type fastest. So I'm not sure. I mean, that was in the directions. There were directions there that on the when you have the game, but that might still be not wanting to go faster yet, because there's still a whole lot of. I'm having trouble typing everything. Oh my goodness. So if we go back to Genie here, so let's see. This is kind of funny in that there's still plenty of time in this game. So as long as Genie can figure out what to do by, like, let's say the 40-minute mark, there's still plenty of time to then just do like a speed fast run of the whole game. So this is definitely in the territory where we could get a catch up there. And we just have Peachy-chan also finishing just now. So this is turned into, for 3 of the players, a typing game now, and if they can keep track of everything and go fast without messing up.
Hey,
so, based on
I was trying to add a quote to Nightbot, and I kept doing typos. Oh my gosh. Typos are death here.
Yeah, I really, this is Sierra's being good enough at this. I do wonder if there's some Sierra game experience going on here, because that is really finish first and is able to get on a really fast run quite quickly. So I do wonder if that's coming into play here, or just, I don't know, maybe it's meshing. Some games you just don't know. Like Triscore, you were theorizing Triscore played like Euro platformers before on the One Dragon game, and he hadn't. It was good at games, so it could happen.
Yeah, you never really know how players are going to do until they actually do it. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at typing, but at the same time, typing under pressure is like, ugh. We already heard this song. Okay. YouTube has decided let's just go ahead and play the same song over and over again, so let me go ahead and switch over to something else. But yeah, so far, I believe 3 out of 4 players have completed a run. Genie currently has not, but Peachy-chan got 214. MK Cyborg got 142, and maybe getting a better speed, 134 this time. Striator with a 101. Absolutely impressive.
Yeah, that's getting close to... I mean, you can go fastest, which I don't think we've seen yet anybody try the...
I mean, we see run. How fast is run?
You can run faster than that. So there's fast, and then there's fastest. I don't know if you're using the command run. I don't know what the way, right? I think the thing is the typing run is faster than typing the word fastest. So I don't know. But it may be a matter of I want to get this down on run speed before I crank it up even more. But this is doable in under a minute. But I wasn't sure we were going to see under a minute, but I think we are based on the fact that they've still got a half hour left to master this. So.
Well, part of what I'm wondering as well, because it looks like jumping might actually be faster than the walking that you have in this. So if you run and then use jump during any of the downtime, you might be able to save a few seconds.
That's true. That's true. There might be some other speedrun strats I haven't even thought of on this, and that would be something that they could work on optimizing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think ducking faster too, maybe. Yeah, because you got to slide there. Oh, okay. We still got... Okay, this is getting close. 101 is probably a little bit faster than the previous round.
Yep. Just under 1 minute and 1 second. Barely cutting that second off. This is speedrunning, everybody. We might get one of the fastest times, like, just watching this. I'm excited.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a world record that gets done live here. I don't actually know what the world record is. I'd have to look, but... So, did you actually play any of the Space Quest in particular? Because again, that does seem to be where their main inspiration comes from for this.
What is?
Space Quest. Any of the Space Quests? I think there were
oh
5, but 6 of them.
I mean, I know Space Ace.
Yeah, this is very much got a very Space Quest feel to it, and yeah, I think you're right. The jump actually.
Right. A what?
The jump actually does move faster than the walking speed does. I think you're right. So I think you could probably find somewhere where you could jump.
Like this hallway jumping once or twice that Striator was in, you might be able to, after you grab the pole, you could jump in order to make some horizontal progress. But you have to be ready to type your next thing immediately. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really curious, like, what the optimal strat is going to be. Peachy-chan, no!
I really love that you're still seeing all the amazing deaths, even after they be in the game. I mean, that's part of the glorious thing about Space Quest. I mean, out of all the Sierra games, since you're not familiar with Space Quest ones, they're the absolute goofiest deaths out of all of them, honestly. I mean, King's Quest has some doozies, and they're very renowned for some of their doozies. We actually had 5 on here, right? The NES version?
I believe we did, yes. Oh my gosh, what a game. Yeah, we had King's Quest 5.
Right, so but like Space Quest actually, like, a lot of the humor comes from the different ways you can die in that game. I don't think that's quite the case in Space Quest, like King's Quest. King's Quest almost feels mean about it, but like Space Quest, it's like it's the sort of game where you actually go out of your way to find more ways to die. So kind of like when you all did the police quest race where you're trying to race.
That was going to be a good time, but unfortunately, time to use hatch a little too late. So how do you get the bird to swoop down and get the dudes?
Oh, it just happens if you've opened the cage. If you've forgotten about the cage.
So the hint is better death than life in a cage. Okay.
Right.
That is the death hint.
Yeah. So you have to actually realize from that hint that, oh, I'm supposed to have opened that cage beforehand. If somebody's not reading that carefully or just doesn't make the connection, that can be trouble. So looking at our, let's see here, timestamps. Okay, yeah, I mean, we do have really clear finishing times here with the different players. So Strider is still number 1. Peachy Chan is in second with 129.532, and MK Cyborg is in third with 134.492. But this still could be anybody's game just because of how short this is. So
yeah, like Strider has a very solid lead at this point, but we have almost half an hour left. Like, we've got a lot of time for optimization. Can you optimize past where Strider has gotten? I think so.
Yeah, you can beat a minute at the very least. I know that. I don't know faster than that. But
well, this is going to be our new what do you call, I don't remember that game's name. The stupid game that everybody was speedrunning because it was so short and dumb, and Todd Rogers and all that stuff. Yeah, this is
Dragster?
Yeah, this is the new Dragster, everybody.
Yeah, no, I was actually
a slightly better time. 1 minute and 897 thousandths of a second.
I am wondering if he's now going to try to figure out like other speed strats, like we're mentioning about the jump. You know, what else can you do other than what he's been doing? But we will see. Or if you're just going to try to repeat and see if he can shave off, you know, microseconds, which we're going to count on this. Like, if everybody gets down to about a minute and that's what they're doing, then that's what they're doing. We'll see.
There we go. MK Cyborg with another best time for him. 122.861. That moves MK Cyborg up to second place.
Very nice.
Yeah, actually being Strider is going to be hard.
Yeah, I do know a lot about Dragster speedrunning because I administrate the TRS, sorry, not the TRS, the Atari 2600 Discord, the speedrunning Discord.
Oh yeah, and so you do.
I did actually arrange trying to do a tournament at GDQ when that was hot. Apparently it was too hot. But I actually got, who was it? It was like 2 very famous commentary people to do the commentary. Like, they agreed to do it. I don't remember who I got. I think one of them might have been OmniGamer, the one who actually had discovered, had gotten the first.
Okay.
I think one of I'm not remembering who the other one was. I mean, somebody that you know and are friends with, and I cannot remember the name right now, who it was. But they were, yeah, we were gonna do an 8-person tournament.
Hey, Peachy Chan with 105. That's a huge jump. Peachy Chan back in second place. Oh my gosh. Yeah, not everybody I know is famous Omega number. Or maybe they are, I don't know. I'm friends with all the cool people.
They've literally been on the couch with you at GDQ. I'm just totally blanking out on their name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry.
Open cage. Genie gonna do that. Good. Yay, the bird is free. Yeah, the hint apparently at the end of the game was enough to help Genie realize what they needed to do in order to help. So, fantastic.
Yeah, so we should hopefully see a clear there too. So that all four are now trying to optimize the time on this, which is great. Yeah, I was expecting that. I was expecting it a little later than I was expecting. Maybe like at the 40-minute mark, we would be starting to have people win. Except you still have to do the dodging on the train, which is not trivial.
By the way, Hedgemaze is saying that the fastest time that she sees on the itch page is 1 minute, 1 second, or 1.889. But we've got 1 minute, 0 seconds, 0.218. That is almost under a minute.
There must be some Mavis beacon in his background. I don't know. This is pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Striator has had a handful of typos while playing. It's absolutely understandable, but he's really good at keeping the flow going. Still, I think jumping in order to get more horizontal movement is going to be the key here. Okay, Genie, are you going to be able to clear the game? I think we don't have it clear yet, but if they can get through here, they have opened the cage, and this may be a clear. After that, all it is refining the play, refining the game. MK Cyborg, a better time, 1:14, not enough to move out of third place. Remember, third and fourth will be eliminated. Despite how great the players are getting at this, we will have 2 people getting eliminated. This is definitely a little stressful.
Yeah, PG-chan just typed PLE vault rather than pole vault, and then now is writing deep breaths, and yeah, yeah. It's actually not a bad idea to take a break on this one out of any game. Like, I don't think you're necessarily losing time by just like letting your fingers rest for about a minute, and maybe even making like what you said about the jumping making you go faster. I'm not sure in the midst of the moment I would have come up with it. I might actually like not only think about that until I like, oh, I should try that.
I played a lot of platformers. Heck, I've been one of the platformers on UFO 50. Guess what? You have faster horizontal jump than if you're just walking around. You got. I pay attention to this all the time because it's very, very important. Monkey King for NES. Like, it's odd to think that platformer experience and a lot of it can help when it comes to a text parsing game, but I think I really want to see if anybody tries that, please.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Genie does have a finish, by the way. We've got 1:53 on Genie's time. Still 4th place, but first place is honestly up for grabs for anybody, although beating Striator is going to be a tough task. Ooh, people are saying for me to go play Mooncat on UFO 50. I'm sorry, there are a lot of games on it. There are 50 of them. I'm trying to play the RPG where I have a dog. Yeah.
I need to get it. I know I do.
bought it for me. It was so nice. Thank you.
I see right now on my, because I follow like all the retro people, you know, like that. Just a whole wall of UFO 50 now. When I pull it up, like that's just the only thing people stream now apparently on Twitch.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of stuff about it that I like. I have a few complaints, but that's mostly because I have complaints about video games from the 80s. And let me just say, some of the design choices in there are very reminiscent of design choices from the early 80s that, guess what, got taken out of games later because games got better. So it certainly is a stylistic thing. They were bringing things back from that era, and I'm technically okay with it. Like, you know, they're making a statement by doing something that is not good video game design. But for what they're doing, it's precisely what they should be doing, you know?
By the way, speaking of speed tech, so one of the things Strider did was actually do pole vault very early. You don't have to like get all the way to the end before you pole vault. You can do it when you're just past the last part of the bridge. So that's also a little bit of additional speed tech, and it doesn't because it's just a jump spike text. It doesn't actually animate it.
I just love that PG-chan missed looking at the screen because the word that she typed, I think it had a typo or was a little confusing, and she just typed, okay, well. Like, seeing
beautiful.
what people type when they mess up is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the things about like making things that involve old features that are outdated for a reason, is you can sometimes get gameplay effects that you would never ever have otherwise. Like, have you played the original Wizardry at all?
Spend the rest of the day in front of the computer playing through the back catalog of amazing games by Powerhoof. Congratulations, you win! I don't think that counts as a win. PG Chat, no! You can't just call it a win! I said it's not a win! Sorry, what did you say? I got distracted by the comedic ending.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. Oh, I love text parsers. They let you do so much. Text parsers actually kind of count for, but let me talk about the Wizardry first, and then we can talk about text parsers. So
yeah.
The first Wizardry, original was like Apple II, I think, but any of those, basically one of the very first RPGs, like same time as Ultima.
Okay.
And it has permadeath. Like your dudes die, you can rescue them from but then like when you take it back to get resurrected, there might be a bad luck thing where they just turn to dust and you don't resurrect them at all.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's very hardcore type thing but what makes it happen that is it becomes much more intense when you're actually playing the game, because you're really starting to be concerned about if your characters are going to live through something or not. And you don't be cavalier about taking risks. It makes for a very different gameplay experience, and it's not one that really easily duplicated once you actually like allow saving everywhere and so forth. So you do actually lose something when you start to lose some of these retro things that have fallen out. That there's a tension that you never would have. And with a text parser, yeah, I mean you did. It was infuriating to type poll and you type PLE and it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
But it's still there's still something with the text parser that you cannot get otherwise. You can type anything. That means there are things that you could try all sorts of weird stuff that you wouldn't think of, or have a puzzle where you actually have to think of an action. I kind of undercut the pole vault puzzle a little bit by telling them, but you can figure that out by looking at the text there that, I'm supposed to actually use the pole vault, and that's not something that you're allowed to just point and click
the better
everywhere.
time. Very nice. Yeah, everybody is making solid improvements, and guess what? Striator has got the sub-minute, 59 seconds, .442. That is huge. Absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. At this point, I think it's just a matter of can anybody else get that far. I don't know. This is really good performance. I did see somebody somewhere in some comment on a forum somewhere get sub 1 minute. Wasn't on the itch page, but this is they didn't get this good a time.
I mean, we have proof here.
Yeah. No, this is it was like just under a minute, and this is almost down to it makes it suggest that you could get
Striator,
59.
Okay, Striator walked past the hatch and then typed die. Apparently die is the reset command.
Right. That actually is another thing that's been helpful, because like whenever Peachy-chan has been messing up, you know, she could just type die and then get it done faster. Little computer.
Aw.
You can look screen. You don't have to look computer. So, and that's a little bit less characters.
Yeah, so FYI, MK Cyborg has moved up into second place with 102.525. Peachy-chan currently at 105.683. Genie still behind everybody, but Gene could really move up. 129.443. We still have about 12 and a half minutes left.
Yeah, that's certainly enough time that anybody here could just pull out a miracle, especially if you're going fastest speed. It is so hard to do that at the same time you're doing all the rest of the stuff. Peachy-chan does not know the speed tech to that you can actually type pole vault a little earlier, but it's one of those things that's kind of risky. Like you think, oh, I could do this earlier or later. So Strider actually typed open hatch at one point. That was a little too early, but until you've tried it, you don't know like where the hitbox is essentially. So you don't know if is it going to save me time or not.
Yeah, Genie, by the way, taking a small break, and I fully support people, especially with a game like this. Having a bit of a breather is absolutely fine. And heck, even if you feel worn out after an attempt, go ahead. Like, not a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No. There's nothing wrong with taking your finger stretch, and actually might perform better by doing that. And barreling onto the next thing is not necessarily the best way to do it.
Yeah, and even just like not playing the game and thinking for a little bit, since the game is so short, you know, you may be able to come up with something that will help you for the next attempt. Like the fact that you've been talking about typing certain things early. MK Cyborg down to 101.559. Very nice.
This is a game where surely, if they knew what each other's scores was, this would affect their playing of it. You know, so it's kind of nice that they don't know, so that they're just doing what they can do best. But
yep.
I can imagine be like, oh, I have to get under a minute, and so they start actually like going faster than they're able to. I can see that happening.
Yeah, you should focus on making your own personal best. You know, don't worry too much about how other people have done. At the same time, like, I think Genie feels really good with that last run, and it is behind everybody else. It's not a bad run, mind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and really, you should just focus on improving your own time, and if you do that, then you are being successful. If you need a break after a really good run, that's fine. If that's your last attempt, that's fine, because you improved. It looks like Genie is hopping back in, and I love to see it. Good, good, good.
Oh, Peachy-chan was just having a moment. We need a supercut of all the weird stuff people are typing, because
we have a lot of stuff. By the way, I did enable people to be able to upload clips to their YouTube from my Twitch channel. People are more than welcome to use whatever they'd like. I just ask, don't make fun of players. If you share stuff, you can make fun of me. Heck, you might be able to make fun of our GMs a little bit. I don't know. You're the voice. You're the face of the group here, you know? As long as it, you know, go ahead and tease me. It's fine. So yeah, I fully say if you do happen to see something on Kusogrand8 and want to make a video related to it, I support it. Heck, go ahead and monetize it. It's fine. Do what you'd like. Just don't make fun of the players, is what I ask.
Oh, poor Peachy-chan.
Oh no,
Peachy-chan's so close too. It's not like her reflexes are actually that far off everybody else's. It's just, oh, this is it's a race, and there's that aspect to it all, like trying to stay on what is definitely a bit of a rough typing test for an hour without getting real frustrated
this is like a completely different type of mashing because, you aren't just using one finger or one digit to mash a button, but you are still trying to get the text out as quickly as you can in order to make everything happen here, and it can get tiring. That's why I'm completely okay with people taking breaks, but it's also like proof of like all of the work that everybody has done up till this point in learning how to type well on a computer, in learning how to figure out games, and in learning like game mechanics that may speed things up for you. PG-chan with a really good run there. I don't think it's going to be enough to pass MK Cyborg, since he currently has a 101.50 or 559.
So this developer,
okay.
one of the things we haven't talked about is this particular developer, like I said, is a good developer. This was just sort of a random. They actually, for example, have a full adventure game that is very good, like a regular one.
Oh, they made Crawl?
Called They did Crawl. Yes, they did Crawl.
Okay.
They also did regular human basketball, which is sort of a physics, weird, crazy basketball. And there's one here I don't recognize called Kaiju Super Date Tech, which looks intriguing.
Okay. Interesting.
31st century dating is all it says.
Build your date. You have to build your date and then date it? Okay. Or is that the date that you're gonna go to meet the kaiju? Oh my gosh, you build a giant date to go and make out with Godzilla. As far as I can tell, that's what it sounds like. And I am... Oh. Okay, I like that.
Anyway, yes, I definitely highly recommend following these people. They're very, very good developers, and I hope they appreciate this. One of the things I kind of felt weird about, like when I put a new game into this is like how all the developers feel, but this one felt so much like intentional Kuso. Like they should not mind at all. It's
yeah. I mean, there's a reason I put quotation marks around bad. Because, I like to see strange, weird, different in Kusogrand8, just not like Super Mario 5 times, give me something new. And this game is intentionally trolly, and I think that makes it a fit. This is a good game, is what I would say. This does
absolutely
exactly what they were trying to do. There are a few things that probably could be changed, but why? You don't even need to. Like, it's finished.
A different crawl than this dev made. Are you thinking of the roguelike crawl that's like Lindley's Dungeon Crawl, I think is what it started with? There's a game called that too. That's just a word that gets used.
The crawl that this dev made is sort of an auto battler where a roguelike auto battler, roguelite, I'd probably say. And I've actually played it. It's pretty fun. But yeah, you don't control the combat.
Right, yeah, no, it's definitely one that I recognized. And like I said, I knew this developer's other adventure games. I also know Intergalactic Wizard Force. You can look at the picture there. There's somebody riding on somebody else's dude's shoulder, and then there's a big rainbow. Inatomic Mr. Coatrack is also pretty good. I don't. Some of those I don't recognize, so I don't know. I also don't know if all of them would be appropriate for this channel.
Oh, well, yeah, like, I support people having artistic creativity. At the same time, if it gets too explicit, probably not right for my Twitch channel, but it may be completely up your alley. Like, the dev is named Powerhoof. So you can go and check them out again on Twitch. This game that you're seeing here is available for cheap as free unless you want to pay them money, which is pretty cool. It looks like Peachy-chan saying that she is on her last attempt. Let's see what she is able to do. Don't die on the very first obstacle. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really getting close to the end here, so we got one last push to see if anybody can do better than 59.442, which I believe is, in fact, the world record. I will check with the developer afterwards, but that might be.
Apparently you can jump on ladders from a distance per chat. What? Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
let's see what time
sure
Striator gets here, because that was a fantastic push. Striator probably has one more attempt. 59.315, definitely an improvement. And yeah, anything on the developers page, all of the times listed there are slower times. As far as I'm aware, this is the fastest time that exists at this point. Peachy-chan getting onto the train. Let's see what she is able to do here at the end. Okay, got the duck and the jump and the jump and a duck. There we go. Time to open the hatch. Not fast enough to beat MK Cyborg. Let's see what time she gets, though, because that was pretty good. 1 minute and 3 seconds flat.
Oh my goodness. So close. Wow.
Oh, when you pick up the lamp, it's on by default, so you need to turn the lamp off before you get to the cave in order to save power. That's what has tripped me up. Okay, so I believe Gene Genie is done. Peachy-chan appears to be done. That means that MK Cyborg and Striator are the two in the lead, with Striator in first, MK Cyborg in second. The places I do not think will change unless MK Cyborg has a miracle on this final attempt, but we'll have to see.
So it does have an Infocom reference if you don't turn on the lamp. I don't know if you noticed, but it says you get eaten by a Gru.
Yeah, trust me, I saw that. So if you do use ladder slightly before you actually get to the ladder, it pulls you closer to it. So that is the jumping to ladder speed tech that Striator has been using. No! Oh my gosh, Striator might have had a new record, but unfortunately he got beamed. I think that's it, everybody. That is the end of the match. I'm calling it right there. You can say time, everybody. Let me go and see. Yeah, Nightbot will be telling them that things are done right around now, and Striator is by far our winner with an absolutely unbelievable time of 59 seconds and 59.315. Peachy, or MK Cyborg, came in second with 1 minute 1.559 seconds. Peachy-chan, 1 minute and 3 seconds flat. And finally, Gene Genie with 1 minute 25.666 seconds. A fantastic time for everybody. Everybody improved what they were doing. It's just Striator managed to figure that out, and MK Cyborg did a fantastic job as well. Very close behind Striator. Let me see if Striator wants to come and chat. Yeah, how do you feel that the players did?
Well, given I think Striator might have gotten a world record, at least better than I've seen. I'll ask the developer. See if they know of a faster time.
Yeah, and honestly, with some of those ladder strats that Striator was developing at the end, like, that could possibly even speed things up even more. Striator, hello and congratulations! You absolutely destroyed this game.
Oh boy, that was fun. I never thought my heart would get so racing over typing, of all things.
I know, right? But with that said, we think that you have a world record. As far as we can tell. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because you got 59.315 seconds, and that was absolutely ridiculous. Like, we have not seen a time like that anywhere.
I was so hyped when I got sub 1 minute.
Yeah, getting sub 1 minute. Omega Number was saying that was theoretically possible, and we're like, yeah, that's impressive. Not only that, but you figured out some of the strats, like typing in the ladder slightly before the ladder so that you kind of warp to it. Yeah, that was an impressive thing. I think that I kept talking about how walking down the hallway, you might just be able to jump once or twice in certain areas in order to get a little more horizontal speed, because you do move horizontally faster while jumping.
Really?
Or by ducking.
That wasn't... Yeah, I suppose you could just slide the whole way, but I think you saw enough of my issues trying to type between jump and duck in the last run.
You'd absolutely be typing the entire time for a run. Like, that would be truly a grind in order to get those strats out there. But I think it's possible. I just don't know because I haven't played.
Well, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, I want to. Yeah. Yeah, this developer, I've actually played some of their other games. Crawl, which is a roguelite auto-battler game where you essentially hire a bunch of minions and they go into different rooms and fight for you. We were looking at some of their other games as well, and like genuinely a fantastic dev. I have to ask, like, I think this is a good game. Do you feel like it fits for Kusogrand8?
There are bits and pieces. I'm not sure if it's really that bad, but things like, you know, lots of dumb deaths, having to be very specific with your typing, especially when we're racing. It fits. I don't know if I'd call this game bad by any means, but it is certainly.
I mean, there's a reason I put bad in quotation marks on our title screen, because I'm not as interested in the discussion about whether or not something is bad. I actually would say that this is kind of objectively good, especially for a Game Jam game. But, you know, how trolly it is something that I think fits kind of what we go for here.
It was fun, quote unquote, to get somewhere and it says, oh, you need a lamp. You got eaten by a grue. Okay, where am I gonna find a lamp? Where's all this stuff that you have to grab at the very beginning and do ahead of time? I found that funny and very trolly.
Oh yeah, I like that as well. And then the password for the bridge appeared significantly before then. The pole for the pole vault was in the hallway before that. The bird cage.
Yeah. I don't think I forgot the number ever. I mistyped it a few times, but I always remembered it. Even though there's several commands you have to type between looking at the screen and typing in the code, so it's like I'm just holding it in my head like I can't forget this. I can mess up anything else, but I absolutely cannot forget this code.
That's fair. I'm usually pretty good with numbers personally, but at the same time, I imagine I would die at least a few times to password boss or code boss. You know, that just seems like what I'd do. Yeah, and the first couple of times I was like, oh, I know the code now, I just need to remember that. And then I had this sneaking suspicion, oh, it's going to change every time. I need to go check again. Yeah, I was really curious if it would change. Heck, the order of jumping and ducking at the end actually changes as well from what I could see. So you had to be paying attention at the end in order to actually pull it off. Right. Not only paying attention, but like doing it well. Which
well, it was always two jumps and 2 ducks, so you always knew what the last one was. But it would throw you up sometimes by doing 2 jumps or 2 ducks at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And I think I died a couple of times because I thought it'd be, you know, jump and duck and jump, like paired off. No, it's 2 and 2, any order. Just small things like that I figured out through the game.
Yeah. I genuinely enjoyed it, though. I thought that it was a lot of fun. Yeah, so Striator, congratulations. It looks like you are moving on to the brackets, so great job there. And MK Cyborg, it looks like you are probably going to go to the tiebreaker if we do have a tiebreaker, so great job there. Other than that, do you have anything that you'd like to mention or shout out before we let you go?
Just started playing UFO 50, and that's a blast.
Oh, who could have guessed we would have a UFO 50 mention here?
Right. Not surprising, but that is my current jam.
Yeah, I mean, I've started playing it as well. What the... Okay, I'm gonna start yelling at Adobe Premiere because what are you doing? It's just... I can't even describe it right now. It's just scrolling down on a screen for no good reason. I'm going to close it and open it back up. Okay, yeah, UFO 50 has been fun. Again, I said that I have my own criticisms, but I'm also very interested in the overarching narrative for this company, UFO 50, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to discover a little bit more about the fake company as time goes on, because it's fascinating to me. I love when there is a meta-narrative, and I feel like there is at least some sort of apocalyptic meta-narrative in the game.
Yeah, I hope there's more to it than just bits and pieces and teases. You want to get to the end of it, right?
I mean, sure. I'm gonna play a lot of the games. Some of them I definitely like a lot more than others, but hey, that's how it goes when you have a collection of games, and honestly, it's better than Action 52, so I'll give it that. All right, well, I think that's all that I have for you. Omega Number, thank you so much for giving the game. I'll let both of you take off. Take care, friends.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks, Omega. Take care.
Hey everybody, this is Kusogrand8, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I need to check to make sure I didn't mess everything up. I messed everything up. Okay, so I'm gonna have to redo those videos. We're gonna run a quick ad, and I will be right back with the reveal for the third game. Stay tuned.